This is my August woodland wild camp. Solo, again heading for my usual spot. Oh, it's been tricky trying to squeeze this one in. Busy month is August, of course. I think every month is busy, but August has been particularly busy. But I'm out and I'm going to enjoy a woodland camp by myself. That's okay. That's the sequence. Hi, I'm Warren Brand and welcome to another Linleys video. I've got my usual sort of 50-minute walk to my camping spot that I've picked coming up a year ago. I've been doing this regular monthly thing. If you've been following along with my channel, you'll know the routine. This evening's sort of chat about is going to be about food, camp food, some of the ins and outs, some of the options, some of the styles, some of the I don't know, wouldn't quite say ingredients, but approaches to wild camp type cooking. I think the best option is I sort of crack on and get to my camping spot for this evening. Same old place, same location I'm aiming for, unless anything's changed, and I'm really not expecting it to have changed in since the last camp. Let's get there, just a few moments, tickety pow, and I'll get back to you in a few minutes once I've set up. Familiar place, nice to be here after another month or so. It's good. So usual arrangement, bag is already off, tent up, hot chocolate on, and then I'm just going to chill. Actually, I'm not going to do anything special until I get some food on. Yeah, it's nice. Well, I'm in my tent, all set up. What a beautiful evening it is, actually. Calm. Hardly a breath of wind. Forecast is good, actually, so I shouldn't have any trouble at all. Don't really need a full tent, but why not? It's the OEX Raccoon 2 again, out this evening for the usual pitch spot right here. Well, getting ready to have a bite to eat. It's getting a bit late, really. So I did have that pint or two in the pub and a couple of snacks, actually. I've got a wayfarer meal this evening, and a little bit of extra sauce if I need it, but this is a proper wet meal. What I'm not sure about, though, is if it's any good, because it's dated 2021 and this is 2025, so it's actually 4 years old. I don't know what the true real life of a pack of these sort of meals are. I'll open it and find out in a few minutes to see if it smells or anything. Ooh, grim. But the pack is in perfect condition. It's not been opened at all, no nicks or scratches, and it's been just stored in my box at home, so I should have noticed the date, but I didn't. So I'm going to have that this evening, enjoy that. To go with, I've got a Guinness for a change. You might wonder why. I had one of these left over from another event earlier on. It's a zero alcohol Guinness, not particularly of a choice. I just like the idea of trying it. I've got a glass. I will delicately pour it in, hopefully without shaking it too much. And a bit later on with another hot chocolate. I've got a protein bar. I might save that for breakfast. I am needing to be off sharp in the morning, so I might just do a coffee in the morning and leave it at that. Well, I've had to shut up the outer and the inner, the old flies, with the light was causing the flies to come in. I don't know if you saw my last video from last month, the July one, about bugs and beetles and flies and whatnot. Well, I've just suffered with a little bit of fly buzzing around, so I thought, I can't be bothered with that. Let's be comfortable, let's watch a film, and I'll talk to you about food options at the campsite in the morning on the way out. It'll be much better on the way out, so I'll catch you in the morning. I'll probably say a good night to you a bit later on. I'm just going to get my bed out, maybe watch a film or something. I've got a few films downloaded on my phone. Well, I've just chilled and relaxed. It's remarkably late. It's 20 past 12. I've just watched a film just off, the internet. I've downloaded it. I just chilled, really. Finished my beer. I had another hot chocolate earlier on. I sort of had a break during the film. Another hot chocolate. What's the label? Go away label. I will see you bright and early in the morning. I've got to be back quite early tomorrow. It's just less than an hour's drive, but again, an hour, well, 50 odd minutes walking back to the car. So I've got to be back by about 10:15 really. So a bit of an early start. No big deal this time of year. It'd be light, I'm sure. So I'll catch you in the morning. Night night. Well now, was keen to get up and get out of this lovely little spot in the woods here. Well, I am keen, I need to really. Haven't been disturbed. I've had a great night's sleep. Just relaxing. Could do with just another couple of hours lying here relaxing, but it is dawn. The sun is just about up now. I haven't heard a thing of just the usual woodland noises, that's all. But it is time to go, so I shall shake a leg, get on with it, and talk to you about food. I didn't do that last night, did I? I talked to you about food, different choices of food at the campsite. Yeah, let's do that. Keep going, keep going. What a beautiful morning. It's early and time to get on with it really, actually, to be honest. Oh, very nice. All packed up, tents away, all good. It's early, it's so peaceful here. I love it. I'll be back very soon. Traipse on out. I'll go back the same way as I usually go. There is that alternative route, but I'll go back this way, wander along the path and chat with you about some food. Let's get the old bag on the back and be marching out. Back out on this lovely woodland path. It is picturesque here. It's early. There was a spot of rain actually, but that has cleared up momentarily. That's okay, don't mind. A bit of time walking along on the way back to the car. So a little bit about food, thoughts about food, camping food. Let's get to this now. Choice of food quite often is sort of wrapped up in the choice of trip. If it's an extended trip, multi-day hike or through hike of some sort, or a particular kind of arduous trek, you know, perhaps to a mountaintop or whatever, not a quick dash out, a bit like that I have managed to do today, a dash out and back to the car, something like that. The choice of trip kind of leads towards making a choice of food. Long trip, more likely to go dehydrated meals, the dry flat pack type of meals. If you're diving out from the car, a bit like I did last night, you're more likely to go for slightly better food, perhaps something that you can chop up and fry and rizzle and salt out yourself. I think, allowing for the choices, there are three sorts of food that people generally, me as well, people generally enjoy while they're wild camping. Let's go with option number one, sort of the dehydrated foods. They come in flat pack, foil wrapped bags. They're usually very robust, these bags, so they're not likely to puncture. Let's look at the upsides, the advantages of these sorts of meals. They are easy to just make decisions about. Order a few online or go to your local shop, buy a set for your trip, 3 or 4 days, pack them together in the bottom of your bag, not too heavy, kind of get on with it really. Just take one out each day and morning that you want. There are breakfast ones, evening ones, and you can have other snacks in the meantime. Some people say they're expensive. Well, they're not cheap. British pounds, they range from about £8-9 up to about 12 or 15, depending on the make and the size. The larger ones obviously more expensive, but that's it. You don't need anything else. However, having said that, if you followed me on my channel for very long, you'll often hear me say I like a bit of goo with my food, bit of gravy, bit of sauce. And what I do find is, although you can add more water to these rehydrating meals, they're still kind of runny, wet, and they're not, they don't have that nice rich sauce. So I quite often add an odd combo, just a sauce pack as well, and that adds perhaps another £1.50 sauce pack. Still good value, overall good value, because you don't have to worry about cooking and sorting anything else out. Other advantages, of course, you just need a very small micro cook set. You just need a titanium pot of the size of water that's adequate for putting in your packet, your rehydrating packet. Or even if it's too small, you can do one go and then boil and put a bit more in. No harm in that. Micro burner could be a little liquid burner or a very small gas system. Ideal really for those longer trips, the multi-day longer hike trips, where you just want a quick meal, no fuss, no bother, get on with it, job done, go to bed, ready for the next day. There really aren't any downsides particularly, so that's kind of choice option number one, rehydrating food. Let's go with the second option. These really aren't in any kind of priority order. It's just kind of the go-to that I suppose I have. Moving on then to cooking food. And there's so much of a range, obviously, to that. If you've, again, referencing my channel and some of the videos I've done, you'll know that I quite often enjoy, especially if it's a multi-day trip and I can get back to the car quite easily without having to carry multi-day food supplies. I quite often like a little bit of perhaps pre-cooked chicken or tin tuna or something from a tin or a small packet, meatballs, you know, something that I can transport that's fresh, that will keep for the time out of the fridge, obviously. Add some pasta that I cook or some rice, or quite often I just use one of those pre-cooked rice or pasta packets as well for convenience. Sometimes I use wet meals in packets. The meal that I've had this time was the Wayfarer packet meal, and that worked out very well indeed. Very convenient. The date was okay, even though it was a few years out of date. So packets of food joined together. I wouldn't call that cooking, of course, but it's a bit of food preparation. I quite often add some mushrooms and some peppers and chop up some sausage or something like that to fry off. So that's, I guess, the second one. What are the advantages in that? Well, you can make your own meal. You can be more creative, try things out. If you go on these regular trips and you have the same old favourite dehydrated food, it does get boring. And I quite like a little bit of variety. I'm quite happy with boring sometimes. But it's nice to knock up your own bit of food. And on a cold, wet evening, it's quite pleasant to spend a happy hour or more even, especially with the filming. Let's not go with filming. An hour or more, just chopping a bit of food, preparing, because what else are you going to do in the tent? It's something to sort of entertain, really. Downsides, disadvantages, yeah, you've got to carry the bits. They're usually more bulky. A little box of mushrooms or rice pasta, they do take up more space. Some people say they're cheaper. Well, by the time you bought each of these sort of ingredients, no, they're not. Those sorts of meals aren't any cheaper. Just added variety. A particular downside is more about the cook set that you need. You do need a suitable cook set, and a single titanium pot often just doesn't cut it. You can't necessarily mix and match cooking everything up in one pot. Maybe it's possible, but probably not. I use my Trangia on those occasions, the full set Trangia, not just the Trangia burner. Single burner, of course, though, but that's okay. I usually manage to mix and match and fry something up and put that to one side. And there's also the frying pan, of course, as well. So with the Trangia set, I've got 3 sort of cooking options. So I guess that's the second type of food. You've got to make your own food, whether that's fresh food, fresh produce off the shelf that you chop and prepare, or packets and tins and things that you sort of combine with a bit of your own sauce and personal style and preference. So that's the second one. Moving on to the sort of third category. I'm not saying there are definitively 3, but moving on to the third category, this is where I'm least familiar, this range of food. Mates such as Dan of Camp Life Bushcraft and others in YouTube, obviously, relate to MREs. They're food packs, food boxes that are all combined, ready for a day's adventure, or if they, as they were originally designed, are used by army folk, ready for a day's work. So these MRE packs include all you need, apparently, all you need for a day out on the trail or out being an army person. They have breakfast items, lunch items, drink snacks, salt, sugar, pepper, coffee, all the sort of nutrients that an energetic person needs for a whole day. And these boxes come, they're quite a large kind of cube box. I'm not sure one would even fit just as it is in my rucksack. They're quite large. And inside there are a whole load of sub packages. I've never done one independently. I've seen Dan many times use and talk about his MRE tests and trials. Do look out for Dan. I'll put a link in the description to one of his videos. There are other options. I haven't talked about rizzling up sausages and bacon and eggs on an open fire. You know, there are lots of other options, of course. Going to the pub and having a pub meal. I'm not sure I'm going to include that in my sequence. particularly. Well, I'm almost back to the end of this woodlandy bit. Now back to the path, the roadway. Hope you've enjoyed following along. I'll probably just leave it here for this time with you. There's not a lot to show you on the last few bits back, and you've probably seen most of it before. Really appreciate you watching. If you have any comments about food types, what do you normally do? What sort of trips do you usually kind of enjoy? Do add a note in the comments below. I'll certainly get back to you. Interested to read your thoughts. Have I missed anything? Probably have, actually, haven't I? I'm not an expert. They were just thoughts that I had as I was wandering. There we are. Until the next time, out in this lovely woodland. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.